They are playing the Brazilian national team, the Indiana Fever, making their way to Iowa to take on the Brazilians. And guess what? It's sold out in 42 minutes. Tickets going on sale, and we're going to have a packed house. And it didn't take very long for us to realize that. 15,000 plus seats sold out in 42 minutes.
NBA players are spiraling. Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever just sold out a preseason game against Brazil, and some vets are taking it personally. At first, they brushed it off as just hype, but then they checked Ticketmaster, only to see their own arenas looking real empty. Now, the jealousy is loud, the salt levels are off the charts, and the haters absolutely down bad. Let's break it all down.
So the Fever are playing in Iowa, and the game sold out in literally, like, it didn't matter how long it took to sell out, you couldn't even get in. If you were there, you probably didn't get a ticket. I would say there were 15,000 tickets. Obviously, I think Iowa season ticket holders got first dibs, which is right if they did. And then you're looking at a situation where basically no Fever fans got them. It's a preseason game. This is a preseason game, and it's sold out in about 10 seconds.
Caitlin Clark didn't just arrive in the WNBA. She's already setting records. The Indiana Fever's first preseason game sold out in 1 hour. That's not just a sellout, it's a statement. Scalpers are probably grinning ear to ear, flipping Fever tickets like they're front row seats to a Taylor Swift concert. Meanwhile, in Chicago, Angel Reese and the Sky are also gearing up for a preseason matchup against Brazil's national team. Sounds big, right? Except there's one issue. Those tickets are still sitting there, untouched, collecting digital cobwebs on Ticketmaster.
And I'm gonna treat myself, man. Yeah, no, I'm going alone. I'm not gonna take anybody with me. If you want to come, you got to come yourself. It's $19, man. That's a ghetto tank of gas, man. But yeah, man. Asia Wilson, man, commanding $19.
Let's put this into perspective. Caitlin Clark and the Fever are facing a regular WNBA opponent, and fans still snatched up every ticket in sight. Meanwhile, Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky are set to take on a team most casual fans couldn't even name a player from, and ticket sales. Let's just say they're moving slower than a Kickstarter campaign with 0 backers.
Such is the Caitlin Clark effect. And you know that the home faithful back in Iowa are going to be pumped up to see her back in the state where she made her name. 42 minutes. That's like back in the day when Rolling Stones tickets would go on sale. You try to go on Ticketmaster, they're gone. Taylor Swift is Swifty territory when you're selling out in 42 minutes.
The wildest part? The price gap. If you're hoping to see Caitlin Clark in action, you might want to check your bank balance first. Resale prices are skyrocketing faster than California rent. Meanwhile, over in Chicago, Sky tickets, let's just say with a $20 bill and a little luck, you might score a courtside seat and a photo op with the mascot. But here's what makes it even funnier. Angel Reese and her squad have been making a lot of noise lately. The way they hype themselves up, you'd think they were about to drop an album. And Caitlin, she doesn't need to say a thing. She just shows up, and the arena instantly sells out.
So I ran across the Chicago Sky versus Brazil women's expedition game before the season, right? And these tickets are starting at $28 to get in, which is crazy to me. $28 to get in. That is wild. This is an expedition game, and you're telling me it's gonna cost $28 for me to get in? I mean, I could get in 31, 38. I mean, all over. I mean, a lot of these tickets are crazy. But I'm just like, it's not even about the price for me. I'm just thinking about, like, I'm comparing the Indiana Fever versus Chicago Sky, because they said that it was like Me Too. Like, you guys are watching women's basketball because of Me Too.
Let's be real. This isn't some fluke. The Fever's games aren't just in demand. They're the hottest ticket in the WNBA. Meanwhile, Angel Reese and the Sky struggling to get fans in the building. Makes you wonder, maybe people see through the hype. Maybe elite basketball speaks louder than catchy slogans and media-trained sound bites. Even Aja Wilson, who, let's be honest, carries herself like she invented the game, has been throwing subtle shade at Caitlin Clark, trying to downplay her impact. But let's look at the facts. The Indiana Fever are selling tickets like they're the Beatles in 1964. Meanwhile, Aja's Aces, running 2-for-1 promos like a fast food chain during happy hour. The reality? Caitlin Clark is her. Whatever label you want to give her, she's the one. And the numbers don't lie. Still skeptical? Go check the ticket sites. Caitlin's games, sold out. Angel Reese's, just a friendly reminder that demand isn't keeping up with supply.
I shouldn't be surprised, and yet I'm still surprised because Indiana Fever preseason, not even like preseason, exhibition game, where the Indiana Fever are going to play the Brazilian national team at Cover Hockey Arena, Caitlin's college facility.
NBA players really thought they were immune to the Caitlin Clark effect. They watched ticket prices explode and brushed it off as a fluke. But reality hit hard, and the receipts? Absolutely brutal. Because it's not just Angel Reese feeling the pressure. Aja Wilson's catching heat too. Let's start with Angel. She talked a big game, claiming she was the reason fans were tuning in. People bought into the hype, expecting packed arenas. But, ticket sales had other plans. The Chicago Sky thought they'd ride the Reese wave straight to the bank, but instead, empty seats and bargain bin prices? It's gotten so bad that tickets are going for less than a McDonald's combo meal. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark, she's got fans paying top dollar just to be in the same building.
And the tickets were supposed to go on sale Friday morning, but they're sold out. So I really don't know what they're going to do about this. I guess it's just kind of like one of those missed opportunities. And, you know, a lot of people are saying they need to move this to a stadium because there's no doubt in Iowa, if you move this to a stadium, it would be sold out.
And then there's Aja Wilson. For years, she's been the WNBA's golden girl, untouchable when it comes to criticism. But ticket sales? They don't care about reputations. Aces tickets are plummeting faster than Angel Reese's three-point percentage. Think about it. Aja is a 2-time MVP, a champion, the so-called face of the league, and yet her games? Looking more like a clearance sale. Meanwhile, the moment Caitlin Clark steps on the court, it's a spectacle. Sold-out arenas. Resale prices through the roof. And yet, WNBA players keep pushing the idea that Caitlin isn't the difference maker. It's all of us, they say. Oh, really? Then why were tickets practically free last season? Why weren't resellers cashing in before? Why didn't Aja Wilson's dominance send ticket prices soaring? But the second Caitlin Clark arrives, the demand explodes. It's almost like she's the reason fans are showing up.
If you want to come, you got to come yourself. The $19, man. That's a ghetto tank of gas, man. But yeah, man. Aja Wilson, man, commanding $19. And listen, man. If you really want to get jazzy, I mean, if you wanna, you know what I'm saying, if you want to wear your mink coat.
But no, they won't. Admit it. Instead of facing reality, they'd rather tell themselves that fans are suddenly waking up to their greatness. Meanwhile, teams are bending over backward to schedule home games against the Indiana Fever because they know without Caitlin Clark, those seats stay empty. Angel Reese and Aja Wilson are finding that out the hard way. They bought into their own hype, believing they were the main attraction. But now, they're watching Caitlin Clark sell out arenas while their own games come with buy one, get 5 free deals. Aja can rack up championships, Angel can talk all she wants. But when it comes down to the numbers, the truth is crystal clear. There's only one player driving this league forward. Her name, Caitlin Clark.
A lot of people say that Caitlin Clark moves the needle. That is wrong. She is the needle. She dictates. We all know what she's done on the floor. It's history, right? But off the floor, my goodness, she and the Indiana Fever accounted for 45% of all the broadcast value of the WNBA last season. She accounted also for helping drive the numbers of merchandising up 500%. Of course, her jersey was #1.
So, Aja Wilson believes she's reshaped the WNBA. That's cute. Meanwhile, ticket prices for her Las Vegas Aces are sinking faster than Angel Reese's field goal percentage. Some seats are going for less than 20. Yes, 20 bucks. That's barely enough for a coffee and a snack in Vegas, but it'll get you a front row seat to watch the so-called face of the league. But hold on, weren't we just told the Aces are a dynasty? Back-to-back champs, a super team, the future of the WNBA. If that's the case, why are their tickets being treated like discount bin leftovers? Let's be real. When demand is high, prices go up. When nobody's interested, tickets hit clearance. And right now, Aces seats are begging for buyers harder than Angel Reese at a post-game press conference.
Number one topic in sports, the face of the WNBA, Caitlin Clark. Every time this woman steps on the court, she's doing something that we've never seen before. She is officially the face of the league. There's no doubt about it. The numbers don't lie, whether it's viewership, whether it's ticket attendance, she's doing sold out dates.
The funniest part? Aja Wilson is out here acting like she revolutionized the WNBA, like she's the Michael Jordan of this era. But if that's the case, why are Aces tickets selling for less than a pack of gum? Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark hasn't even touched a WNBA court yet, and her college games were selling out at NBA-level prices. Yet the reigning MVP, she can't get fans to spend more than pocket change for a seat. And let's not blame Vegas. The Golden Knights? Sold out crowds. The Raiders? Even when they're struggling, their tickets still cost a fortune, but somehow the Aces, back-to-back champs, the so-called powerhouse of the WNBA, can't fill their own arena unless a few lost tourists wander, in looking for something cheap to do before their flight home.
Look at the price of these tickets. This is like right after the tickets went on sale. So no good seats. $1,142 for a not very good seat. I'm guessing 10 grand minimum courtside to go see Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark isn't just playing basketball, she's transforming the WNBA's business overnight. Teams aren't just adjusting for her arrival, they're scrambling to accommodate the overwhelming demand. The Indiana Fever could set up a court in a parking lot, and it would still sell out, because Clark fans would bring their own chairs just for a chance to watch her pull up from the logo.
I saw the ticket prices. I guess the only thing is, I'm surprised we're not playing at the United Center. I thought that would have been really good for the game and really good for all the women's basketball fans in Chicago, so maybe there's a conflict of some sort that I don't know about. Obviously, that's a little above my pay grade.
Meanwhile, the Chicago Sky saw the Caitlin Clark frenzy and realized their usual arena wouldn't cut it. So, what did they do? They moved to the United Center, doubling their capacity because they know that when Clark comes to town, ticket sales go through the roof. Let that sink in. A WNBA team literally upgraded arenas for one player. When Angel Reese entered the league, no venue changes, no last-minute expansions. Because, let's be real, nobody is packing a stadium just to watch missed layups and another speech about how it's bigger than basketball.